President John F. Kennedy had enraged the entire elite network.
Now, Kennedy was brought in as somebody who was expected to be a puppet. It was thought that his pro-Nazi father, Joseph P. Kennedy, the bootlegger, the speculator, would guarantee that Kennedy would be obedient to the establishment. They thought that Kennedy was a sex maniac who could be manipulated through all of this, but it turned out that through his personal suffering, Kennedy had discovered a personal sense of himself which went beyond just being a puppet, and he began to think about things like economic recovery, world peace, having a space program, making deals with the Soviets, cutting the Federal Reserve down to size, and a whole series of other things.
Executive Order number 11110, signed by President Kennedy, began the process of abolishing the private Federal Reserve. Kennedy was also pushing for real civil rights reform and had begun the process of pulling the troops out of Vietnam.
The last time you had an actual president was Kennedy.
The oligarchs took swift and decisive action. When John Kennedy attempted to take the government back from the robber barons, he was brutally murdered. The message to future U.S. presidents and leaders across the world was clear: do as you're told or die. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was the last true president of the United States. And until the globalists are removed from power, we will never have another real one.
Yes, Mr. I certainly don't have a lot to respond except the fact that I am past master of my lodge and a Freemason, and I'm very proud of the fact. And I think it's interesting to listen to a debate that says that points toward Freemasonry as an occult when 36 of the 50 signers of the Declaration of Independence, all of the generals in Washington's army, and everyone who participated in the Revolutionary War were basically Freemasons. And if you look at how the foundation of the country was put together, it's on Masonic principles. I think it's certainly an interesting debate that's probably not appropriate in this public forum, but I would certainly encourage people that have a different viewpoint to study the Freemasonry organization a little closer. Thank you.
They are all around us, invisible and unsuspected. 3 million members of a secretive society older than the American Republic. For nearly 300 years, generations of Freemasons have obeyed their oaths, hidden their rituals, and maintained their silence until now. Who are these men?
See, that's what they don't want to talk about.
There's nothing wrong with secrets.
JFK, we know what happened at Area 51. Don't ask. American presidents, to the British royal family, to the Emperor Napoleon, Masons have risen to positions of tremendous wealth, fame, and authority around the world. Is this coincidence, or part of a conspiracy that stretches from our time back to myth and legend, to kings and crusaders, bloodthirsty pirates, and hidden treasure? And in fact, we travel the secret pathways of Masonic signs and symbols every day without even knowing it. The fabric of Freemasonry is deeply woven into our history, our daily lives, and it is said, some of our most horrifying crimes. Every one of our major cities contains a monument to Masonic secrecy. Ornate temples closed to outsiders and open to suspicion. Fantastic structures funded and furnished by members' dues and donations.
Masonry is sort of like the Hotel California. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.